Hello! I'm Magpie. This is the one episode rule, and I am awash in Canadians. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Blackle, the first Canadian. This weekend, I bought a font for $45, and it was a version of Comic Sans that is monospaced, and now it's my default system font.
Jesus Christ! You paid. I saw that. You paid money for that.
I did. I paid money for that privilege.
Blackle, you are so valid. You are incredibly valid. So I guess I'll introduce myself now.
Yeah.
So I'm Melky. I am the second Canadian. Thanks for having me on the show. And I just got my internet back yesterday after being in the dark for 48 hours. And I was just discussing with the crew how I was basically back in the dark ages reading books and listening to the radio. It was not a good time.
Note the people in the Dark Ages didn't really read books.
Or listen to the radio.
Monks did.
Notice that I could have turned on a light, but no, just to reflect my suffering, I did sin the dark. No, I didn't actually sin the dark. I'm just joking.
Those situations always remind you what it would be like. It would be like to be like a Victorian and have your only like forms of entertainment be like reading, arguing, or fucking. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, those are the three primary requirements to live.
That's why they invented so many stupid, like, crazy pastimes, like grinding up mummies and drinking them, or posing corpses for photographs.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not doing those things.
And I am Ryan, the third Canadian out of the Canadian Musketeers. I call Athos.
What about Porthos? Porthos was my favorite.
Porthos is great, but yeah, gotta give it to somebody else.
I'll take it.
Regular listeners will remember Ryan from a previous episode and a bonus episode that hasn't aired yet. But the previous episode, I believe, was
The dog one.
Was Ginga. Yeah, it was the dog one with the psychopathic bear, and
It was quite a time.
It was really wild.
And Melky is the first. This is Melky's first time on the podcast, and I'd like to say, welcome to our special hell.
Oh, great!
You just had to get close to the mic.
Yes, that's how I deliver that.
Now I have three Canadians on the podcast, and I could spend some time airing American grievances with Canada.
Fine, go ahead.
But
I'm
honestly,
sitting here drinking my bagged milk.
But yeah, we've had this conversation over and over again. As I disapprove of the bagged milk thing. It makes very little sense to me, and every new detail I learn about it, the less sense it makes.
Who was it whose bagged milk popped in the fridge?
That was actually it's happened to me.
Because that was one of the things. Was this is like, oh, the bagged milk popped in the milk drawer.
I remember that, and you guys were like...
And it's just like, why do you have a milk drawer?
Well,
It's to store the milk.
In case the bag pops. It's not like you could put it in some sort of durable plastic container.
Oh my God.
We have those too. It's the milk jug for the milk bag.
Yeah.
No, but where do you store the extra bags, Ryan?
Oh yeah, in the milk drawer.
Yeah, in the milk drawer.
It's a perfect system. I don't understand what the problem is.
I mean, who's
The
using
bags
both
pop.
their crispers?
The milk goes in the crisper.
There is a methodology.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to drag that out again. That old chestnut out again. So since Joey's not here, Blackle, you haven't ever decided on a bit, have you?
No, I haven't, other than just being chaotic and weird.
Your bit is kind of like the Toronto Public Library thing, nightmare.
My bit is the Toronto Public Library thing. It's also the whole like, did they crawl out of the dragon penis?
Yeah,
thing at the end
that's
of every episode.
Well, I don't know. I was trying news for a while, but I haven't really seen any news. I hear that Pro Mare is good. I hear
What's
that's
that?
really good. That's a Studio Trigger feature-length movie that was that it is perhaps still available for viewing in certain select theaters in North America.
Interesting.
It appears to be about Kamina from Gurren Lagann fighting fire. Just
Huh.
fire.
So it's like Gurren Lagann X Fire Force.
Yeah, it seems like. I don't know. I hear it's incredible. So
Well,
Studio Trigger, please sponsor us.
yeah.
they absolutely will not. But yeah, actually, some of you Canadians might be able to go see that because I hear it's showing in the big cities up there,
Oh, like Toronto and
like Toronto.
and I can't think of any other cities. in
Montreal.
That's
Canada.
exactly what Toronto wants.
But
I mean, maybe Ottawa, but
I have a I don't know. I don't know. As for other news, I don't know. I have a number now. It is this is not really news that's relevant to anybody but me, but it has officially been 627 days since I purchased a pair of Gunpla models, and they have still not left their boxes.
What is that? Or what is that?
That's the little plastic models of Gundams that you can put together.
Oh, because I was thinking it was some weird knockoff of like Plunko Pops or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's
Funko
that's-
Pops, right?
that's what it is.
It is Funko Pops.
Gun-
I
I told Emma the other day about Gundam originally being called Freedom Boy. What is it, like Freedom Gun Boy? And he short circuited.
the
Freedom
name of
Gun
my
Boy,
that's the name of my mixtape.
That's what they called me in high school.
Anyway, were you going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that I wouldn't mind like getting one of those models and then having it sit in the box forever. Like I want to say that I would assemble it, but we all know that I wouldn't because who does?
I don't know. There's some cheap entry level ones that you can get to sit in boxes, so you don't have to take as much of a financial hit as I did. Because if I remember correctly, I spent upwards of $80 on the pair of them.
Oh my!
That's an
Well, at least you didn't spend $45 on Comic Sans.
True enough. So do we want to get into this week's offering?
I would love to. I'm so excited.
All right. Let me just pull it up over here so I have it for you Canadians to watch. So this is one of the shows that kind of inspired the idea of this podcast. I saw a long time ago. I saw a list of just weird anime, and this was on it. So I finally wanted to bust it out. Is that this week we're gonna watch Sekko Boys?
Huh.
what?
Never heard of that one.
Sekko Boys.
Sekko Boys.
It's unique.
Isn't Sekko a kind of alcohol?
Or
is that
maybe.
Prosecco?
I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
Prosecco?
it's a unique, pretty unique show. Episodes are only like 7 minutes long.
So we're only going to watch a 7-minute episode?
We're only going to watch a 7-minute episode, but I really wanted to do this one. So.
Okay, all right.
This isn't like the other times whenever I just made a mistake.
Like the one show whose episodes are 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
half of which was the intro.
Yeah, but we had so much fun with that.
That was a fun one. We had to watch more than just one episode.
All right, so let's get into this, huh? All right, so we're back. How did you guys like it? Because I thought it looked marvelous.
Great start.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
I have a blurb here that I will post. Someone can read.
I'll read it.
I'll put
I
it
like
in,
reading blurbs.
put it in general.
All right. Art school graduate Ishimoto Miki lands a job at Holobean Entertainment Incorporated, where she is assigned to be the Sekko Boys manager. That is the most blurbiest blurb I've ever read.
It's so bland.
And it's so bland.
It gives you no idea of what you're getting yourself into.
So the blurb really it doesn't, how do I say, it lies through omission, of course, because it appears that the more interesting part of this anime is the fact that the Sekko boys are just an assortment of Roman busts.
Yeah, they're a selection of mostly Renaissance era actual marble busts.
It's very aesthetic. I wonder if their music, because they're apparently an Idol Boys band, just these set of busts. I wonder if they do vaporwave.
Of course. No,
Of course they must.
Of course they're an idol group. This is literally the only form of music they could possibly perform is vocal. They do not have.
They don't have arms.
They do not have arms.
I have to say, and we do have quite a few artists in here. So the title of the episode really spoke to me, which was a visceral allegory of 7 years of my artistic life. And I was just like, I saw that and I was like, I think I mood 3 times in my notes. And that was the first mood.
Huge.
Yeah. The titular character, the main character here, Miki, is actually an art school student who bounced out of art school because she was required to continuously sketch various sculptures.
And now she has to manage an idol group that is made out of sculptures.
And she couldn't stand it because she wanted to draw from life.
And despises sculptures.
And thus despises sculpture.
God, that was such a good build-up.
But at least she doesn't have to go to art school anymore, and she can start with a clean slate.
God, Mags, you were just throwing out these puns, but the show also had a bunch of them, didn't they? They mentioned how one of the busts had firm morals.
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, I looked past the pun there, and I just went, oh, well, of course he has firm morals. He has no capability to sin.
And I do love how before that, the manager man is, all of these celebrities are fucking degenerates. You gotta be tough to work in this industry.
I like how the reason why she's tough and hardy is because she did art school and it just made her really angry.
Yeah, it was just a series of tortures.
Yeah.
I can confirm that all the arts education I have ever undertaken just built my boundless anger towards life. So can confirm does actually work that way.
I really liked her energy when she was complaining about all the different sculptures.
I've received no formal art school education. I don't know where I was going with that.
Art school's the devil. That's all we got to say.
To quote one plague of gripes, fuck art. Fuck it.
The only art education I got was in high school. It was art class.
Yeah, that's the only arts education I got to. And actual real talk, it is really irritating to be told what to do with your art.
Yeah.
It's not fun. So could actually genuinely relate to this 7-minute long comedy anime.
I almost thought about suggesting we watch another episode before we come in, but the beginning episode is actually quite strong. So
really strong. It was quite briskly paced. I actually feel like they probably could have made it last I don't know, 15 minutes if they tried.
They could probably combine some stuff or just write the scenario slightly longer. But I don't know. They did well. I think anytime basically we should note that the busts are not animated or drawn or anything. They appear to be just actual high res photographs of.
Yeah, and they had a pretty good art style going, but fuck it, our main foursome, we're not animating that at all.
Yeah. Not at all. We're just gonna take photos of them from different angles.
They look really smooth.
So every time they appeared, I did bust out laughing.
They look funny.
Oh.
I love the part. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Blacko, you can go.
I loved the part where right when she arrives at the at the Hobelin Entertainment Incorporated.
That'll be
there's
Holbane, by the way.
Hobelin,
There's
Houdini.
there's
The
no extra
Houdini,
O in there.
the Houdini Entertainment Incorporated. Like there's a shot where she's like over her shoulder are the bus and their eyes like flash like
And I mean, yeah, they build up to it. Like the very first employee of Hobolo Entertainment you see is a guy with a bad back.
Yeah.
And he
That
does
is
mention that's like a occupational hazard, and I was like, oh, okay.
I just assumed he meant like kneeling down or like leaning over or like sitting at a desk for long periods of time. But then I kind of put 2 and 2 together.
I don't know. I figured by this point he'd have a real chiseled physique.
Oh my god, Magpie!
We should just like put up a counter or something of
I'd
all
like-
of the-
At least 4 so far.
Full disclosure, I would like to thank the comments on the Crunchyroll version of this
Oh,
episode.
you joke stealer.
There's so many.
I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna kick you and you're gonna shatter like a rock. I don't know.
Okay.
Rocks don't shatter, do they?
Sometimes.
I also liked how Miki had the sort of like intense newbie energy. You know how like in a lot of anime when the new hire arrives, they just like burst in screaming, "I'm the new hire!
So like, hello.
Hello! I'm excited to work here."
It's the Japanese equivalent of scratchy voiced teen working the fryers. Basically.
You want fries with that?
You'd be like, hello.
I thought that was very funny, and I loved the way she was like spherical statues, conical statues, circular statues, and just like yelling about all the different kinds of statues she had to draw. That was some good energy. I liked that.
Truly ungrateful. Truly ungrateful for every opportunity to draw a cube. Draw a perfect cube.
So our main 4, what we got? St. George.
Yeah, St. George, Mars, Hermes, and one of the Medicis.
Yeah. Michi.
I'm not sure which Medici.
I like the way that they pronounce it too. It's like Michi.
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 So
Very
this
good.
is kind of cursed, but like the voices of the bus statues, whatever, like kind of sounded similar to the Osumatsu-san brothers. And I was like, is this Osumatsu-san? Like,
I
what's
don't know.
going on?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, God.
Well, from a quick Google search, it looks like the busts are much hotter.
That is potentially something that maybe could be watched on the show. I don't know. That could be interesting.
Interesting. Unfortunately, Milky, if you've seen it before, you can't be on the episode.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is unfortunate, but I can pass it on for your enjoyment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might be able to fit that in. I mean, the schedule's never set in stone.
Never.
God
God damn it, I just realized. Magpie, this is like your power hour. This
I'm
is
having a-
your episode.
I'm having a
When
good
we
time.
make the trailer, it's all just gonna come from this.
No.
Mags has very powerful energy right now.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Extremely. One thing that I wrote down was that I thought that this was Kafka-esque, and then I scratched it out because, like, I don't know. It's definitely surreal, of course.
Yeah.
But I think the combination of her not like hating statues and then having to work with statues in this weird convoluted scenario, I guess it would be Kafka. I'm trying to think of other surrealist artists or like writers, and I can't think of any. Please help me. Anybody else who knows how to read?
Dolly?
Lynchian, maybe. I mean,
Silly Blacko actually assuming that I'm literate.
bold of you to assume I can read. But yeah, definitely the like Roman or not Roman, but Renaissance sculpture is definitely a David Lynch type deal when you think about it.
So I have to say, I really did like when she like brings up like their busts of statues, and like literally the manager guy and the other employee are just like, yeah, don't worry about, don't sweat
Don't
it.
sweat the
Like,
small stuff.
No,
That
it's
was
good.
so
Yeah,
good.
they're great to work with. We swear.
They're fantastic. They have no demands.
Maybe they might. I bet that there's gonna be an episode where like she has to polish them or something.
Oh,
Oh
I
no!
bet, I bet you, and it's gonna be like really steamy and like just sort of very funny.
oh
That's
no.
my guess.
be like, get that. God, what's a stone polishing product? This joke's falling apart. This one's canceled.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a paste that you use to polish, and it's like it's an abrasive.
Something about paste. I don't know.
Oh, I've got it. It's like she has to polish them by being, thanks to her abrasive personality, even though she doesn't really have an abrasive personality. Oh no, I've crashed the
no.
plane.
Oh no! Just goes to show you can't take a joke for granted.
Oh my god!
Uh,
My fucking body. Anyway, I only have like 2 things left, and they're both like completely inane shit that doesn't matter. One of them is that just before she arrives at the Holo Bean Entertainment Incorporated, the music that's playing reminded me a lot of Anime Gucci.
All right.
Valid.
That's all I've got, really.
Personally, I just want to know more about Homunculus Entertainment. Why don't they work with humans anymore? Who is this owner person?
Yeah, I recognized his voice actor from somewhere. I feel like he's in JoJo somewhere. He sounds like a JoJo man.
I think this is a good segue into the question: are we going to watch the rest of the show? Will you watch another episode?
I'll watch another episode of this. There's very little very little investment in watching this. It's like Pop Team, where we sat there and watched the whole damn thing.
I didn't watch the whole thing, to be honest.
You should have watched the whole thing. Very good.
I didn't. Oh, man, I'm gonna get fucking drawn and quartered for this, but I didn't particularly like Pop Team.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm about to get drawn and quartered for this, but like I thought this was good and somewhat funny, but like not enough to invest more time into it. I'm sorry.
I feel you, Melky. I think that like I might, for fun, watch one more episode, but at the same time, I've got other stuff to do tonight because I'm a very busy little fish. And I don't know. Maybe if like we had like an anime watching night and we all watch this, that'd be fun. But
yeah, those have kind of dried up since
Rabbit was murdered in cold blood.
Yeah.
Rabbit went Watership Down.
Oh no!
Apparently, the statues are real, and the production company actually has them.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh, this so it just has copies of them.
Oh my god! They even put little bow ties on them.
Fantastic! That's incredible.
That's actually adorable.
This is so good.
This is
our show notes.
I know a few other things about this. I know that later on that there's a rival boy group of over 100 Buddha statues.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Group. I'm suddenly much more invested in this show by that little nugget of knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm a medic hazard.
So is this a common thing in anime where every time they introduced one of the human characters, they gave like their whole title and their age?
Sometimes they do that. It really depends on how they're feeling. I've seen animes where it introduced people with their name, title, and blood type because
I was about to say the blood type thing in Japan, and this is where I show my weebness. Apparently, so I've heard third hand or wherever on my weeb places that like they believe that blood type determines personality, like it's a personality type indicator. Like we say,
astrology.
yeah, sort of.
Except it's juice in your body.
Your body juice. Body break.
All right. So y'all wanna wrap this up or?
Sure.
Go get
Do we
any-
have any what's the word? Do we have any fan mail?
Yeah, it's been a while since we checked the old
I
email.
forget, like we went to a live format where we record like 2 days before the release, but then we completely forgot to look at fan mail.
I just went to Google Chrome and I typed email in as though it would take me
Google, I
to
want
our emails.
hogmail.com. I should add hogmail.com to my host file and have it point to google.com.
Nobody's gonna know what hogmail is.
Hogmail.com. Sorry, guys. This is a bit of a joke.
What, you're telling me Hogmail isn't real?
Hogmail isn't real, and so is Santa.
Oh, my day has been ruined.
Santa isn't real, but the Tooth Fairy is, and she's coming tonight.
Our new emails are, we have a new login to Twitter from Chrome on Windows. That was probably me. We have a list of suggestions from somebody who's currently on the podcast. And
That was me, wasn't it?
and we have about 25 emails about how SoundCloud is mad at us because we have too many tracks.
Oh,
So
bless.
no real new one.
Before
So
you
if
close
anyone
it,
wants
before
to
you close
fan
it.
mail.
So if anyone wants to promote our mixtape, you know to find us on SoundCloud.
Yeah. I want you, Magpie, to check if there's any spam in the spam folder.
I'll check for spam. Oh, hey, we got a new subscriber on YouTube. Hello. Let me see if I
Hi, new
can.
subscriber,
That
we love
might
you.
have been me too. I'm sorry.
I don't think so, but
This is the only podcast where all of our listeners eventually end up being on the podcast itself.
that's how it's gonna work. Yeah.
That's our $5 Patreon reward.
Let me see. I don't know where the spam folder is on Gmail.
You got to click.
It's under
there's a
more.
sidebar.
It's under
There's
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's spam.
Spam. Let's see what kind of spam we got. We got none. This is pointless.
Oh
It's
my
literally
God,
empty.
that's so sad. We need to distribute our email out in a machine-readable format so it'll get scraped and used for nefarious purposes.
Yeah, of course. That's the only way to make it, really.
That's the only way to make it.
That's the only way
How
to.
else are we going to get our name out?
That's the only way to end up with a data breach for all my emails.
I feel like I need to make fake accounts and send you guys.
Oh
an
no!
No,
Oh, that's
my
so
God.
sad.
don't.
Hey guys, I love your show. I'm Pilkey.
I swear I've never been on it before.
Listen, we've gone 17 episodes without doing that.
No, I mean, it might be a really good way to get promoted on r/sadcringe.
Yeah,
I mean, all news is good news, and all promotion is good promotion.
yeah. So okay, sure it is.
So
Yeah,
when did you get arrested already?
Like that time I accidentally promoted us to a bunch of confused Japanese YouTubers by including the word hentai in one of our episode titles.
And it was even called. I don't want to call this episode Club Hentai.
Thankfully, the Ava episode is beginning to approach the numbers of that episode, so it won't be our most viewed.
Oh, great. So Ava's just as popular as hentai. Good to know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically the same thing.
Well, I did have to go to the Evangelion subreddit and post it there. All right, let's wrap this up. It's getting embarrassing.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Tune in next week, and we're all gonna watch even worse anime.
Yeah, probably.
Next
I don't
week,
know.
I'm gonna roll the library wheel again, and we're all gonna die.
Oh, please,
We're-
God.
Be struck dead instantly.